What's up, guys? Welcome back. This is a 2023 Nissan Z, and I've been chasing this vehicle ever since it was announced, and I'm super excited that I'm going to be able to take you on a complete tour of this Proto Spec Limited Edition Nissan Z, thanks to Jaguar and Land Rover of Sarasota, Florida, who had it in their used car inventory and allowed me to film it for you. By the way, this is the first time we meet. My name is Matt here on Matt the Carguy. I post 2 car reviews every single week. If that's something that interests you, go ahead, click that subscribe button. Don't forget to leave me a like after you watch this video. Nissan's been teasing this vehicle since 2020, but for no reason hasn't been produced up until now. 2023, that's what we have for you today. Proto Spec. This is the limited edition. Only 240 of these vehicles will ever be made, and I have it on my channel, which is great. Now, when they first introduced it, show pictures of it, I wasn't too thrilled with it. I thought it was kind of too plain, kind of weird looking, and it wasn't something that I would be looking forward to. Now, fast forward a few years, they started sending more pictures or more videos, and then I saw a prototype, and then I saw the real thing, and it actually started growing on me. Now, it's still not the love at first sight like Nissan claims it to be. They say this is the best Nissan Z ever. Well, what are they gonna say? This is the worst one, this is the most boring one, and we're gonna just sell it to you anyways because you like Z, so you're gonna buy it? No. But, and I tell you what, it looks very different. I do like the overall shape of this vehicle. We're gonna take a look at the side profile next, and I tell you why. But this front end, it's rather long. It does have nice long hood, and this hood is flat on the side and it kind of rounded on the bottom of it. So it's a unique design with this line going straight through here. Of course, the new Nissan logo. You do have the retro styled headlights, but they're all LED headlights. You don't have fog lights on it. I wonder why they didn't put the fog lights on it. I do like this grille, which is the gunpowder metal grille, and then they have this bottom fascia, the bottom splitter of it, all the same color as this vehicle. By the way, if you're wondering what they call it the Ikazuchi Yellow Pearl Tri-Coat, and this is exclusive to this Proto Spec edition. Well, let's see what powers up this thing. What's underneath the hood is a 3-liter V6 twin-turbo, 400 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque, made it to either a 6-speed manual or 9-speed automatic transmission. Look at the engine setup right here. Look at this extra brace for added rigidity. There's no sound insulation underneath the hood. There is an ugly prop stick right here, but I guess this is all for weight savings to add to performance, which we're going to check out at the end of this video. While the front of it's still growing on me, it might not be the most exciting part of this vehicle. The side definitely is one of them. It looks super aggressive, super sporty. I love this long front end and kind of the short, stubby back end that's kind of extended to the sides. It's a lot wider at the hips here than in the front, so it looks very like a sport car should be. Now, this one is further accentuated with some special trim pieces and wheels that are only available in the Proto Spec. So, for example, you have this exclusive racing bronze wheels. Now, you can see that behind them you have rather large rotors, and then you have the yellow calipers, which you will not find on any other trim levels. I do like this 2-color, so everything right on top is that shiny black, and then you have this aluminum looking trim piece that kind of breaks it up. It looks very, very nice. Of course, you have this retro inspired badge. The door handles kind of cool looking, and you know, of course, you do have the smart entry system to this vehicle. We're going to talk a little bit more about it. Well, let's take a look in the back. And the back end of this car is definitely inspired by the retro styling from the 70s. I believe exactly that was a 1974 Nissan 240Z that it is inspired by. So I do like this sloping glass in the back. And what they did is they also painted part of this hatch black, so that makes it look like this window is twice as big as it really is. It does have a third brake light over here, backlit spoiler. The lights are kind of inspired by the 90s Nissan Z. If you remember, they were encased in this plastic. Of course, this is more modern. They're all LED lights, brand new Nissan logo, rear view camera, Z badge. Over here, down at the bottom, you can see this big diffuser, and the bottom portion of it is painted in this all shiny black, but you do have two pretty aggressive looking exhausts. Let's hear how it sounds. Well, that sounded fantastic, but let's check out if we have any room. Now, I had to tell you, you probably want to make sure that your family needs are being met first before you actually purchase a vehicle like this, because it doesn't really have any room to store stuff. And now you can throw in a suitcase maybe, or some sporting gear, but not too much. Well, underneath here, what we have, do we have a spare tire? There's two sets of cargo mats in here, and then you can lift up this floorboard to see what we have. Well, no spare tire here. Now we do have the fixed flat, and we have something by Bose. So part of your stereo system, of course, they gotta sound good, and on the inside and on the outside. As always, before we get inside, I'll show you how the doors sound, but before we do even that, let's check this out. This little button right here locks and unlocks the door. As long as you have the key somewhere on you, you're gonna be able to do that. And then boom, you close the door. It's not as solid as on the vehicles that have frame around the window. It is a frameless design on top, but it sounds pretty good. So at the door panel, you can see some suede inserts, which is really, really nice. Also some yellow contrast stitching. You have the vents on the side, and the regular stuff like the window mirror lock controls. Tiny little bit of storage at the bottom. What I do like is how on this door sill right here you have the illuminated Z badge, Z logo right here, and the seats. The seats are incredible. I do like them. They're comfortable, they're aggressive, but they're not overly aggressive, so a regular sized person could fit in them. And I do like the design of them. So this is matching this yellow on the exterior. You have some yellow leather, you do have some yellow stitching, you have some yellow peeking through that suede inserts in the middle of the seats, and this is part of the seat controls. Now this is basically adjust the bottom of the seat to kind of the tilt of it, but the real seat controls are actually right over here, so you can control forward, backwards, and your recline. If you're looking for the rear seats, well, guess what? You won't find them here. It is a two-seater. Well, let's check out the rest of this interior. Here's the interior of this 2023 Nissan Z Proto Spec. I gotta tell you, this is a combination of retro styling with the modern technology. Looks really, really good. Let's get this thing started before I boil myself and see what happens. So the infotainment screen comes on right away. You do have the Z badge showing up in the instrument cluster, and right over here you can see this sporty steering wheel, but not too sporty. I think I'd rather see a flat bottom steering wheel. This is a 3-spoke one. You do have a lot of piano black on the side, so that's going to leave some fingerprints if I were complaining about something. Nice Z logo in the middle though, so on the left hand side you control basically the media as well, what's going on in the instrument cluster, and on the right hand side you control your cruise control, your dynamic cruise control, and then you have also some phone controls. In the background you can see the big pedal shifters, and that's because it's a sport car, so it has to be nice and exposed. Now we're in the sport mode right now, and this is where the sport gauges are, so you can see the big tachometer in the middle. On the sides you have the engine temperature, water temperature. On the left hand side you see the boost. That's also customizable. Let's see what else we have. You have the G-force. Then you have the upshift indicator, tire pressure. If you start driving it, it should show that up. Now you do have some other changes. You know, you can change the different meter views. You can have the standard and sport drive modes. So that's what's going on in here. And let's see, this is the 12.3-inch screen. And we can change this meter view to normal. It's kind of like boring, right? On the right hand side, speedometer, left hand side tachometer. See the icon of the car, but the icon doesn't do anything. Like even if I press the a brake pedal. It doesn't, you know, change that on the screen. You do have a compass and a little bit more info, but not the sporty info, right? You have the sources, AM, FM, Sirius, XM. And let's go back to the screen. You have the audio source, driver assistance, personal display. I guess you can put the navigation system, let's say, in here if you'd like to, and it's going to display right in this gauge cluster. So that's basically what we have. You have different sources as far as the radio, but we're going to check out the radio on the other side. Now you have the 3 gauges right on top of here. They look pretty cool. One of them, so this is your turbo boost, turbo speed, and then you have your volts. So this is how much power your battery have. Vents and hazard lights right over here, and then you have this 9-inch infotainment system. And you know, we've seen this in other Nissan models. Let's check it out if there's anything different. So here's your main menu basically. If you had your destination set at home, you can do that. Let's check out what sources do we have. So we have the AM, FM, Sirius XM, USB 1, 2, Bluetooth audio, and Apple CarPlay. I wonder if it does have Android Auto. I mean, this is a new vehicle. I think it should have it, right? Well, let me connect the device and see if we have Android Auto in here. So go to settings, connections. We're going to add a new device. Scan it on my phone. Z Proto Spec. It shows up. Now we have pairing. Okay, so now we have it connected. Allow access to messages. We're going to deny it. Waiting for your device. Okay. No. So kind of walking me through the whole process. So I am connected to it. I wonder if, you know, if we look at this main screen as far as the sources, if we're able to actually see the Android Auto smartphone connections, or go back here, go to the main menu and hit that source button. I still don't see the Android Auto, which would be really surprising if they didn't have it. Now, I didn't do any research on that part of it, so I mean, if you know if it has the Android Auto or it doesn't, maybe you have to connect it through the phone, but I would say that this would be displayed somewhere. So you have the Sirius XM traffic, weather, fuel prices. So this is your Sirius XM. I was surprised to learn that a lot of manufacturers are dropping Sirius XM from their vehicles, so they actually want you to stream on the device. And this is a clock basically. So you have phone, info, audio. Then again, this is a Bose stereo. Actually sounds pretty good. Unfortunately, I can't show it to you or can't present it to you because I'll get copyrighted on YouTube. And here's your setting button. So I mean, there's a few settings here and there. Nice. Some shortcut buttons at the bottom of the screen. You have the volume, power button, tune, and scroll. Scrolling down in here, so you have your climate control settings. And then again, you know, it doesn't display anywhere. So does it have a temperature settings? Nope. So this is a single zone climate control. You have the manual controls for the temperature, push for the AC. Now on the vehicle, you know, that costs over $50,000, I think that you would have display as far as where the temperature is and all that stuff, but I guess not on the Nissan here. So well, here's the USB-C, USB type A, and then you have your start button. This is your gear shifter. You kind of like love it or hate it, I guess. And then at the bottom here, you do have the heated seats, no ventilated seats that I can see. And then you can open the hatch in the back, one cup holder, and then another one. You have to actually open this to have the second cup holder, which I'm not sure how that would work. But there's a little bit more storage right underneath here. And then scrolling up on the top, what we have is the regular mirror with the HomeLink system. You do have the lights, and then you have the SOS button. All right, and then we have the illumination by the visor. Yep, and the visor kind of extends as well. So of course this is too short to even have a moonroof, but it would be nice. I think it would be so nice if it had like this glass moonroof or maybe a carbon moonroof. Kind of would look a little bit more, well, sporty, I guess. Well, it looks pretty decent. Let's see how it drives. Well, I'm sitting in this Nissan Z ready to take it for a spin. Before we do that, a couple things. We're not going to dwell too much on pricing because these vehicles are not available basically at the dealerships. You have to place an order. You'll feel lucky. You wait a little bit and you get it. However, like this particular one, if you didn't place an order on it, all the 240 were sold. So you can only find them either on the secondary market or maybe some dealer, bought them for themselves and kind of holding on. Always wanting to make more money. So, I mean, the original sticker price on those vehicles were about $53,000. If you look online, I don't even know what they're selling this one for. There's no price on the sticker over here, but maybe you can look at their website. I'm going to post it in the description of this video. But they're about $53,000 on that. But they do start at $39,990. And what's nice about it, they all share the same powertrain. So they sell, all of them have the 400 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque. And I think that 53,000 would be like the top of the line model if you were to order one. Now, you can't order this color, again, remember. So let's take it for a spin. And I know that there's a choice of manual transmission and automatic transmission. There's no upcharge for it as far as I've seen, especially on this Proto Spec. They were at $52,990, whether you choose the automatic or manual. So this is an automatic one. We have it in the sport mode. The first thing that I want to do is I want to check the turning diameter on it. So I'm going to go over here, turn the wheel all the way to my left, and then basically make a circle. All right, that's pretty nice and tight. I gotta tell you, this vehicle actually feels good. It feels solid. It feels stiff, like a sport car should be. Let's see if we can accelerate a little bit here and do a little twist and turns to see how the body roll is. It's actually not bad at all. And I'm gonna do a quick acceleration test, but before I do that, I'm gonna go to a turn at the higher speed and see. Yeah, good. So no question, that definitely has some sporty characteristics. Nissan claims it's the driver's car, that the car should be the extension of the driver, and absolutely, I agree with that. There's some vehicles that are just way too soft to being a sport vehicles. This one is definitely not one of them. It is a nice combination of, sport and comfort. Like I mentioned before, the seats are nice and comfortable. They're bolstered, but they're not overly aggressive, which, me not being the smallest person in the room, I can fit in and I don't feel uncomfortable in this vehicle. So we're going to take it on the road, we'll do some acceleration, maybe brake testing, and bring it back to the dealership so they can sell it. I tell you, I do like the sound of it. I believe it is speaker enhanced of what's getting into the cabin, but that's actually good. I mean, you can definitely feel that you're sitting in a sporty vehicle. Let's downshift it and let's see if I'll put it in manual mode, downshift it and hit it. Yeah, pretty nice acceleration. It is a very smooth power delivery. It doesn't feel any jerkiness. Well, here we are, guys. We're at the full stop in the manual mode, and let's see how this vehicle accelerates. It up to about 66, 67 miles per hour. I have to tell you, this is pretty impressive. Now, it's 4.9 seconds 0 to 60, so when you lay down on this vehicle, it definitely screams. It goes. There's no question about it. Well, check this out. We're in this fully automatic mode right now. Again, we're down to 0, and let's go. Over 60 miles per hour. Nice vehicle. I really enjoyed driving it. I think Nissan did a fantastic job. I didn't think I would like it, and especially, sometimes you get biased by reading some of the other reviews, and since I haven't got my hands on it up until now, I was kind of like, yeah, you know what, is it gonna be good? Is it not gonna be good? I gotta tell you, my first driving impressions, really positive. I like how this vehicle handles. I like how it sits on the road. I like, how I feel driving it. Definitely fast enough for me, and the best part about it that, you know, it starts at 39.9. Now, of course, if you go up and you can customize it, you can get into the 50s, and on the secondary market you can get even higher than that. So I hope you like watching videos like this. If you do, check out the rest of my channel. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a like, and until then, I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.